Yo, what is up NBA fans? It's your boy Mike here. Today is going to be a little bit of a different kind of video than what I usually do. I am going to be doing this video as a response to a recent YouTube video by this channel. You've probably never heard of him. He's called Rusty Buckets, a little tiny NBA YouTube channel. And I don't really know why anyone listens to this guy anyway. I mean, he just sits on his butt all day, and he makes YouTube videos about basketball, and he gives his basketball opinions. Like, get a life, man. Am I right? Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, completely unironic jokes aside, alright? Rusty made a video titled, Steph Curry Has Nothing Left to Prove. And he basically says that anyone who disagrees with this is stupid. Personally, I disagree with this. And I also don't like being called stupid, so I'm going to be doing sort of a clap back at Rusty Buckets today, except not really. Really all I'm going to do is sit there and look at his video, and I'm going to go over his points, say what I agree with, what I disagree with, and tell you my take on this and why I do still believe Steph Curry does not actually have absolutely nothing left to prove in his career. As great as he is, Steph Curry still does have something to prove. So let's get right into that. Now, to get into this video, the whole first half of it is mostly about Steph Curry's days before he won a title, or specifically before Kevin Durant joined the Warriors, because the narrative going around right now that he was responding to is this idea that if Steph Curry isn't able to make the playoffs in the West this year, now that he doesn't have all this help, that's going to hurt his legacy. And if that were the specific question that we were talking about, if that was the whole topic of the video, I gotta say I would agree with Rusty Buckets 100%. Alright, Steph Curry missing the playoffs this year does not prove shit. Alright, it would not prove anything, because the man, as Rusty goes on to say, alright, not gonna lie, he covers it pretty well, alright? 2013, 2014, Steph Curry is playing as the only All-Star on his team. He leads his teams to the playoffs. In 2013, he actually manages to go 6 games in the second round with the San Antonio Spurs, and even though Klay Thompson and David West were on the team, and they were by no means scrubs, they were not all-star level players, and even in the Eastern Conference, I don't think Klay Thompson would have been an all-star at that point in his career. He just wasn't quite there yet. So it is literally a false statement to say that Steph Curry needs to prove he can carry a team with no other all-stars to the playoffs. He has literally done it before, multiple times, okay? Been there, done that. Steph Curry, everyone knows what a beast he is. Alright, we know that he is capable of doing that. And not only that, he did that under Mark Jackson, not under Steve Kerr. And I think most people would strongly agree that Steve Kerr is a better coach. So we know what Steph Curry's capable of, okay? I expect Steph Curry to carry his team to the playoffs this year, but if he doesn't, due to whatever reasons, maybe he's just not as good as he once was coming back from injury, although in the bubble he's looked pretty damn legit. I'm sorry, not the bubble, in the preseason he has looked pretty dang legit. Maybe the help just really isn't there. Maybe it's worse than we thought and he can't get it done. But even if Steph Curry can't get it done this year and can't get to the playoffs, or gets to the playoffs and he loses in the first round badly or something, we know how good Steph Curry is. He's made it to the second round with no all-star help before. This isn't like something he needs to prove or whatever, okay? So that is completely legit. Now, something else Rusty Buckets begins to go over in his video is Steph Curry's time with the Warriors, and this is a criticism, I'm sorry, not with the Warriors, Steph Curry's time with Kevin Durant on the Warriors, I should say, because, he's been on the Warriors his whole career. This is something that a lot of people criticize Steph Curry for, and there's parts to it that are legit and parts to it that aren't, okay? First of all, Rusty says that Curry was robbed in 2015 of the Finals MVP. I disagree with this, alright? I have a video of this already on my channel. Curry was not robbed. Now, he may have deserved the Finals MVP barely over Iggy, but to say he was robbed, that is just a blatant over-exaggeration of what happened, alright? Iguodala, he did earn that Finals MVP. There is definitely a strong case that Curry should have had it more, but I think robbed is robbed, there's a difference between being robbed and just deserving something slightly more than the other person. Curry was not robbed, okay? He didn't play as well as many people think he probably should have in that series. LeBron James almost certainly would have won without with Kyrie and Kevin Love there. Curry was not robbed. Then, in 2017 and 2018, I believe Steph Curry was the best player on those Warriors teams. However, he was not the best player in those finals. Alright, Kevin Durant stepped his game up in the finals. He played absolutely out of his gosh dang mind. Alright, 2017, there's no contest. Kevin Durant had one of the greatest finals performances of all time. In 2018, Kevin Durant did slightly outplay Steph Curry purely because Steph Curry played bad in one of the 4 games. And a lot of people will say, well, Steph Curry was better than Kevin Durant in the other 3 games. Look, he was barely better than Kevin Durant in the other 3 games, okay? And in the one game he underperformed, Kevin Durant played amazing. So it evens out. It's kind of like the clowns who argue that Anthony Davis deserved Finals MVP over LeBron this year because he was great in like 2 of the games, and then LeBron was just consistently very, very good throughout. Even though Anthony Davis choked in Game 3, and that's the reason the Heat won that game. Jimmy Butler, all the credit in the world to him, but realistically, the Heat don't win Game 3 if Anthony Davis doesn't just choke on Jimmy's dick. Alright, he played like garbage in that game, and that's why LeBron 100% deserved the Finals MVP, because he was consistently excellent throughout the whole series. Anthony Davis was a tiny bit better in some games, and a lot worse in other games. Same thing with Steph Curry and Kevin Durant in 2018, alright? Steph Curry has never earned a Finals MVP, and this is where my argument comes in. Alright, this and his titles, and everyone, I can already hear you, I can already feel the thoughts of anger coming at my soul because I'm daring to bring up the Steph Curry Finals MVP argument that every Steph Curry fan hates. Alright, let me clarify this. I doubt it's going to do anything to soothe your tempers, but I just want to get this out of the way. I like Steph Curry a lot. He seems like a great dude. I love watching him as a player. He revolutionized the league, even if people sometimes give him a tiny bit too much credit for it. He did absolutely revolutionize the way three-pointers are, okay? He is, in my opinion, the second best point guard of all time. He is the greatest shooter of all time. He is a top 15 player of all time. He is still the best point guard in the league today, and still a top 5 player in the league today, assuming he comes back 100% healthy this season. I'm a huge fan of Steph Curry. He's a great player. However, there is an asterisk on all 3 of his titles specifically associated with him, and this is why I do not believe Steph Curry has quote-unquote nothing left to prove. There are very few players throughout NBA history who I would personally say have nothing left to prove. LeBron is one, Michael Jordan is one, I'd say Kobe's up there, alright? That's about it. There's a couple others you can throw in. Tim Duncan maybe, for example, Bill Russell. There's a couple players up there at the very tippy top who really ended their careers and you could say that player had nothing left to prove. Steph Curry is not one of the guys who I would give that to, in my personal opinion, because of his titles. And this is going to annoy Curry fans, but it's just how I feel. As incredible as Curry is, and the fact that a title is a title, alright, no matter what. I almost said no matter how small, like I'm freaking Horton Hears a Who. A title is a title, alright, no matter the context. If you want a title, it's a title, but all titles are not created equal. There's a reason we hold Dirk's 2011 title and Hakeem's titles up so high and some other titles so low. The 2 titles that Steph Curry won with Kevin Durant are very, very low. Like some of the least impressive titles we have seen since the Bill Russell titles in the 60s, honestly. They really just don't compare to most other modern NBA titles. They're pretty easily the 2 weakest titles of the 2010s, which is really saying something because LeBron has a couple sus ones in there too. Another super weak one, right after those 2 Warriors titles, is the 2015 title which Steph Curry won. Now, Steph Curry made it to the finals with a team that really wasn't that great. Okay, we look at it now and we're like, this team, you know, it was still great, like 2016. Those teams weren't as great as people give them credit for. Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, very, very good players. They had a lot of solid role players, but Curry is the real reason those teams were great. Okay, you take Curry off those teams, they're easy first-round exits. Not even a contest if they make the playoffs. Curry is huge. However, he gets to the finals in 2015. No Kyrie Irving for most of the series, no Kevin Love for the entire series, and what does Steph Curry do? he averages like 23 points on efficiency that's not as good as we would expect from him. That's not great, okay? LeBron James could have won that series if Iguodala didn't come in and play great defense on him. And people look at LeBron's numbers and they're like, oh, wow, Iggy played such great defense. He averaged 36 points. You got to look at these specific coverage things and the game-to-game basis, okay? Iggy had a very clear impact on LeBron, and that is why he earned that Finals MVP. You can say that it went to Curry. I would say Curry was a tiny bit more deserving, but overall, he was not robbed, and there's nothing wrong with Iggy having that Finals MVP. 2017, 2018, Curry was outplayed by Kevin Durant. He was the better player in the regular season, but when it came to the finals, Kevin Durant was better than him. And yes, Seth Curry, why the frick can't I say his name? Steph Curry, don't know why I just randomly got a lisp there. Steph Curry did not earn Finals MVP either of those years, and he's an incredibly unselfish player, and you can say that, you know, that's why he let Kevin Durant do more of the scoring load, and he let Kevin Durant have those stats. It's because he's so unselfish and he just wants to win. But at the end of the day, Steph Curry has won 3 of the titles with the biggest asterisks attached to them in NBA history, and in all 3 of those titles, he has not won Finals MVP. Then in 2016, there's also an argument that Steph Curry choked in 2016. He did not play as well as he should have, especially in Game 7, and he didn't win that title. So, with the exception of 2019, every time Steph Curry makes the finals, he seems to either underperform a little bit or he just isn't good enough to win the Finals MVP. He's never been the best player on the floor in his finals, is what I'm saying. And that's a little unfair when you're playing against KD and LeBron, but that's just how it is, okay? Steph Curry has not officially proven, even though we know he can do it. I know that Steph Curry has the talent, especially back in 2016, has the talent to lead a team to the title as their best player. But he has never officially, for the record books, proven that he can do that. He's never gone and won a Finals MVP, and he's never won a title that people can really look at and truly respect like they can some of the greatest titles in NBA history. All of his titles are a little sus, and it's because of that that I believe Steph Curry does still have more left to prove. Now, Steph Curry at this point can't really do anything to make his legacy worse. He's a top 15 player and the second best point guard in NBA history, no matter what at this point, okay? Steph Curry could retire tomorrow, and that would still be true. He would still be the second greatest point guard ever. He would still be a top 15 player ever, at least for right now. However, he could do more. Steph Curry can continue to improve. He can continue to make his legacy better. And the main way to do that would be by winning another title with this Warriors team. Maybe not this year's specific team, although, like, obviously that would help, but I don't expect him to do that. Another title would be really big for Steph Curry is what I'm saying. He can definitely improve, he can definitely prove himself more, and so I think it's just a little bit ignorant and just a little bit biased on Rusty Bucket's part to say that Steph Curry has absolutely nothing left to prove, and to call people who disagree with that stupid. So that's all I had to say on this topic, guys. I hope you all enjoyed this video, alright? I hope you agree with me. If you don't, let me know why. Just remember, it's just my opinion at the end of the day, alright? We all got our different opinions on different players. This is just what I think about Steph Curry. Like I said, I do really like Steph Curry. This is not at all a video against him. I just think he has a little bit more that he could prove in his career. So if you enjoyed the video, please like, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it, and keep checking out my content. Thank you for watching.